And let me turn. Hey guys, here I am again. I love the Atlanta. I'm at Grease Canal Trail. You might see a lot of bicyclists going and all that, but I like to put my video in front of me so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So I'll do that. All right. There you go. I want you guys to follow along with me. So let me start off by saying hello. This is just random content. Well, actually, it's not random. It's not random content. I posted a previous video about credit and cash. Credit and cash. Look at. I think on the last video, when I was walking through, I showed how green the canal was, the water is. There's fish in there, by the way. Yeah, it's pretty. I love the canals. But anyway, I was talking about credit and cash, and I didn't really go into detail about my credit to cash journey. So I think in this video I can probably give you guys a little gist of my viewpoint on credit and cash. Okay, we're gonna start around 2011. No, actually, we're gonna start around 2015, before the market was starting to go bad and all that good stuff, whatever. Right? Everybody was going through it, but then you had a lot of people that was doing quite well for themselves. What the hell? Got bugs all landing on me, but I love my walks, but damn. But anyway, so around that time, I was looking for a job, couldn't find a job, and etc. So, what the hell? What the hell was that? See, guys. You guys you guys getting live moments. You guys are getting live moments, live reactions. I think I went on a bad day. But anyway, so I couldn't find a job, and then when I did get a job, I tried to stick to it as long as possible. I think I mentioned in the last video that I did have a part-time as well. So I had a full-time and a part-time. Both didn't pay anything. And they both, I think, equaled up about, I think probably about 20. Hi, how are you? They think about $20 or whatever. So I was reading the Rich Dad, Poor Dad books. What really helped me was The Richest Man in Babylon. I read that book like maybe 7 times. And then even after that, I was listening to the book. Obviously I memorized some of it, but not all of it. Just the rules of money. The ancient of old. So, but one thing that stuck out to me in that book was paying yourself first. At least 10% before you do anything. And I know a lot of people, they don't believe in that. I didn't, I couldn't understand why I wasn't getting by. But by me paying myself first 10% and then watching it grow, whether it be a little bit of money, whatever I could scrape by, whether it be $1, I took out 10 cents, $10, $1, $100, $10. I was doing the whole, I was being faithful to that. And I didn't really have a 401k, right? But I tell you guys, once you start doing that, your mindset kind of changes. And you start seeing your money start to grow, and things start to change in your life a little bit. You see money differently. On top of that, I started to, oh, look at this graffiti. Let me see if I can collapse it. Call it art. Call it art. Once I started doing that, later on in that book, they were talking about paying off your debts. You start off the snowball method. You guys hear about it, you know, but it's a true thing. You start off with the smallest, and then you work your way up. You pay that off, and then whatever the amount that you were paying off for that smallest, you put that onto the next debt that you have, that payment, and then it's just the snowball's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That process worked, and I eventually, just was debt free. But that didn't help really push my credit up, because although you're paying off stuff and you're at zero, move. Grasshoppers. I think that's what attacked me earlier. Although you're paying off everything, you really want the super credit, the high credit. So, I contested to paying off the loans I may have had, or the things that I had put in, or I didn't put in collections, but I let go, and it went into collections. And that's not going anywhere, so I ended up paying that off. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and get a car, because I needed one, but I didn't purchase one. I didn't do the all cash, purchasing the car all cash. That was a low amount. My credit was already getting good, because I told you guys that I was like, at some point that I went all the way down to upper 4s or low 5s, and then it started to jump to the 6s, and I was like, man, it's taking a long time for it to move. I wanted to get it to the 7s, because people was like, a lot of establishments was like, yeah, if you have over a 700 or something, like, that's considered good credit, which it is, but I wanted more. I wanted to try to get that 800 club. So what I did was, I didn't purchase the car. I leased the car. The reason I did that, a lot of people would go against it, but this is the route I took. I leased the car, made the payments, and then it eventually paid off that loan. Then I leased the car again, and then paid off that loan. Meanwhile, all my payments was on time. I was never late. And I budgeted. That's the main thing too. You got to learn how to budget. You need to be writing it down. I like to write things down so I can see it in person. what's being taken out of my account, what I'm paying, who I owe, which I wasn't really focused on that in the past. So I started doing that. Then my like I said, my credit started to push past was in the sevens. I think the low sevens. Then I was like, dang, okay, I got good credit. I'm not owing anybody anything. What do I need? So, right in the middle of the pandemic, interest rates, I think, was around 3%. I ended up buying a house, and obviously that'll put a small dip into your credit, but then that shot it up a little bit more. So now, you got to make those payments, obviously, but then that pushed it up to, I was like 750s, 760s, right? And then I was like, okay, I think I understand it now. It took a long time. It took years. I know people wanted it all in a month or two, but I don't think it works out like that. So what I figured out is you have to have a mix-up of debt. Just like you have the credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. Your FICO score is going to all be different on there, but it's all going to be in the type of debt you take out, right? So I did have credit card debt. So what I did was I took my credit card debt and I went with a credit union because their interest rate was the lowest I've ever seen. I don't know, maybe about on a personal loan. I took the personal loan money to pay off the credit card debt. So it's not really paying it off, but you're changing how you're paying the balance. And it was cheaper than the credit card, it went from, what was my credit card? It's like 23 something percent. And I brought it all the way down to from 13% all the way down to 9%. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm really paying it off fast. So, and this to this day, 2024, I don't got a lot of debt. I'm just giving you guys what my strategy, what I've been doing. And I would have never taken this personal debt, but my brother, he said that him and his wife have done it and it shot their credit all the way up past 800. And I was like, you know what? After months and months and months, I decided to go ahead and do that myself because that changes up the credit make. And so once I did that, I went from the 750s all the way to like lower 8s to the mid 8s, and I'm like, man. So meanwhile, you got to remember that you're doing the 10% rule or more. You're saving, you're paying yourself 10% or more out of everything that you get. Meanwhile, you're paying your bills. And on top of that, that's like a little safety net because you're investing too. But you don't have to invest yet because you're still trying to pay off everything. I'm investing as well, so I've been doing all of that. Owning certain companies and especially the ones that pay dividends. I want payments coming every month. I prefer every month, quarterly, maybe. I don't want the yearly ones. They might be good, but at this point in time in my life, I want those monthly pays and them quarterly pays. That money be hitting different when you see it. So, what time is it? Oh, okay. So once you do that, folks, I didn't use one of those, credit repair places, and I refuse to do that because I heard too many horror stories about it, and I heard that it might not be true, but I just went by word of mouth from the people that actually took it, including my wife. They said that all they do, they never really pay off anything. They just consolidated the payments, and you're still on the hook. Well, you are going to be on the hook to pay the loan, the debt off, but it's not working as you expect it to. So I did it. I got out the mud and did it. I didn't cheat it. I just said, you know what? I'm gonna keep my head down, stop partying, stop spending on all this crap that don't make any difference, not doing anything good for me or my family. And let me just take care. You know, if you want to go ahead and get a house, you know you got to have better credit. Or unless you're going to save up $100K or whatever you got to save it up and pay cash for it. Or use the power of credit. And that's the dilemma I kind of seen too. You can have all the cash in the world. You can pay cash for a lot of stuff. But people want to see payment history. Can you pay me? Can you do, what you gonna do for me? You want my money, you gotta pay me. I want to see what you doing. Like, I don't know. Like, people, I know you guys, I probably let somebody borrow money. Y'all let somebody borrow money, and you said, hey, they may be good for the payment. They may not be good for the payment, the payback. You don't have to be, you got to be chasing the people down and trying to collect your money. That's so stupid. So that's why you got to have a payment history. That's what keeps the economy going. Not the people who pay cash for everything, but the people who eventually borrow to have things, which is not a bad thing. You just got to have the cash to if you have like a downturn in your cycle, to be able to pay, regardless of what the market is doing. I'm not sitting around like, you know, I see the all the reds in the stock market price. All I see is that's everything's on sale. You know, I look at it, I'm like, everything's on sale to me. Let me figure out who's the best company and what market is doing what, and let me go ahead and make a decision. Let me see if I can invest a little bit. So, yeah, man, that was my little journey into having 800. It's not a myth. People have them. 800 credit score. Oh, let me tell you guys this too. It is true though. When you start getting past the 700s. Well, no, not past, but when you're in the 700s credit scores, They be sending stuff in the mail all the time. All the time about loans they want to try to give you. And I can see how easy it is just to go ahead and, if you want to fix up a property, if you want to be fix up a house or whatever, use it as an investment and stuff like that. The money's there, man. The money is there. And it gets stupid. The amounts get stupid when you're in the 800s. Because you get to the point that you don't need it no more, you know? Once you start paying yourself first, your 10%, then you start minimizing your exposure, your debt exposure. They're like, dang, they just be trying to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? But at first, it's not like that. When you're starting out, it's not like that. They don't be wanting to give you no money when you starting out. They be just like, what you gonna give? What you gonna give me as collateral and all that stuff, man? You're playing in a different field when you don't need them. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is, you know, let me say this. If you guys don't want to work, you know, have a way to prove that your expenses, no, not your expenses, your income is legit. Show a way that your expenses are legit, because they don't want to just give you. They ain't trying to give. They're not trying to lose money. No establishment, including myself or a person, is willing to give up money just to lose. So you put too much work in for somebody just to take it. So I understand them. That's it. If you guys have any questions, I mean, I can deep down go into my memory block and hopefully figure out what I did. I think I explained what I did, but I could kind of talk about it next time if that's a possibility. But yeah, these are my thoughts for today as I get my exercise, my walking exercise in. It feels good just to get out there and breathe. Get this fresh air. All right. Let me turn this around and wave at you guys. Bye.